Hello and welcome to Entertain This. It's a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Tom. With me I have
Mitch.
And we have a special guest today. We have Michael Day. And a lot of people probably went, Michael Bay? And they're like, no, we got Michael Day. We got a better Michael.
Yeah.
One that doesn't focus on explosives.
Yeah, not a lot of... The opposite of explosions. Implosions.
Yeah.
So for this episode, we got I guess it was a preview, you could call it.
I guess so, yeah.
An early release, perhaps, of the 2023 movie Clawfoot.
Yeah.
And that's a movie you yourself directed.
Correct, yeah.
So I already watched the whole thing. Mitch, you've already watched the whole movie. Mm-hmm. So, Michael, would you mind talking us through this film?
Yeah, it's just a fun little dark comedy thriller, like the cat and mouse movie about this stay-at-home wife Janet, and you really don't get much info about her. It just kind of starts out like a little mysterious, and then all of a sudden like a contractor shows up that wants to renovate the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And she's a little confused by it, and she's like, "Oh no, the husband signed off on it," but she's actually kind of weird, but she kind of goes along with it. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, for the audience, is like, "Why are you going along with this?" But then, as the movie starts to reveal itself, there's like a lot of different things at play. Both sides have their own agenda, and Janet herself has some skeletons in her closet, so to speak. And so they're all kind of just testing each other until it finally, breaks, and then just all hell breaks loose.
I will say she put up with it way better than I would have. Because if I walked upstairs and I had contractors and then they're just walking around shirtless, reading books that they found in my bedroom or playing I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because for a while I was like, I hate this contractor guy. Like, I want to hit him. And then you were doing that scenes where she's like going after him, and I'm like, finally. And I was like, oh, it was like a dream sequence. And I was like, I hope she does hit him with something though.
Yeah, that first instance where she just hits him over the head with the glass. I was like, oh my gosh, what's that?
I was like, woo, yes, screw that guy. I'm sick of that guy.
When I realized it was like a daydream she was having, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, man, that was sudden.
I mean, my favorite part is when he gets run over with the car twice. And I was like, yes. I was like, you were the worst. I mean, he did a great job though. Being pushing the envelope like that, just every scene he's in, you just can't help but watch the guy just be that way the whole time. And you're like, I was rocking back and forth a little bit, and I was like, how's he doing it this well?
Yeah. He's got that smugness to him, but he's an asshole the whole time. And,
exactly. Flawless execution.
Yeah.
And we have gotten a couple previews over the years. Mm-hmm. And I will say, I mean, the cinematography for yours and the lighting and how it's very, very, very well done.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, no, the DP, Nick Lenz, he's actually a good friend of mine and a neighbor, and we're always trying to find something to do together. This was the first time we worked together, and he's so stylized and just has such a good eye for things. And so, yeah, every day it was just fun seeing how he helps frames things up and lights it, and we kind of blast. And yeah, I'm just so super happy with how it looks.
How long did it take to go through filming for this?
We shot the whole thing in 14 days.
That's impressive. In 2 weeks, movie.
Yeah. We had a small budget and a tight schedule, but we powered through. And I mean, every day we had so many scenes to shoot every day. We had to just keep our heads down and just keep at it.
Was it your house that you filmed it in?
No, we found the house on one of those a Peer Space, a filming location website, mm-hmm. And. So it was just a little north of LA, and we worked out a good deal with them, and they were super easy to work with. They were gone all day for work, whatever, so they kind of let us just have a run of the house, and then they'd come home at night, and sometimes they'd be filming. They just kind of go up to their bedrooms, kind of stay out of our way, we were just kind of working together on that. It was fun.
Did you guys actually destroy the bathroom?
No, so actually, what we did was we built a drywall. We built that drywall on top of a brick wall that was already there. Oh. So when you see them breaking in through it, that we built that, we put pipes behind that drywall, and so you can actually see some of the brick behind it. That's the actual wall.
Okay.
Oh, because I was you're in scouting locations. We need a mansion, kind of around LA in the mountains. And it's also, do you need your bathroom remodeled?
Ooh, that's actually what we started looking for at first. And then this just came really hard. And so then our designer, Jordan, she had the great idea. She's like, let's just build a fake wall that then you can just bust through. And then we'll put some pipes there, make it look like it's a real thing. And So yeah, she had a construction crew come out and put it up in like a day. It was awesome.
I mean, that's pretty impressive to put all that together in a day. Because like watching them like go through and like there's like, oh yeah, we're putting in the tub, and I'm like, there's no way they're putting in the tub that quickly. And I'm like, I've done remodeling, like there's no way. And not with that Sammy guy. I'm like, I don't know his qualifications as a carpenter or a craftsman, but he didn't seem like he was really on it.
Yeah, he's not playing with a full deck.
No, I mean they're making omelets in the morning, letting themselves in the house, doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, these guys, I would have lost my mind if it was like a real life situation. But I guess that's why it plays out so well as a film, because you're just like watching an almost absurd like relationship happening between Leo, Sammy, and then Janet, and like everybody else is watching. Like, how have you just not called the cops?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my whole thing was like, as I was watching the Janet and her, I can't remember the neighbor's name.
Natasha.
The best worst lawyer is like what I was thinking.
I want to know, like, what do they do on like as a side job? Because like they're outside like throwing knives and just nonchalantly ready to cut up people, and it almost made me think that like they were like part of like the Red Sparrow kind of stuff, like the Russian like girls that were trained and like they go and marry. Like,
they're like sleeper cell people, like someone has to walk up behind them and just go rhubarb, and they're activated or something.
Because
they were easily just like doing the throwing knives pretty accurately and stuff. So
it's like the not Janet, the lawyer girl. Like she was like she comes in. I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a ditzy kind of character. And then she's just like, oh yeah, this is like, oh, you can clean all these bloodstains up. And I'm just like, oh, she's a lawyer, but she's like
she's done this before.
She's like, you're not going to go to prison, lawyer. Like it doesn't matter if it's on film. We're about to make something happen, because like the phone would just ring and she would just be like, what did I tell you? Don't talk to it. She just starts yelling at whoever it is, and I was like, yep, that sounds like a good lawyer. It's like, say nothing.
She's like not afraid to get her hands dirty. We had a lot of fun with her character, just like pushing it, like how crazy she can be.
I mean, she got into the thick of it. I mean, I don't know if we want to spoil too much of it, but she got in the tub.
She got in the tub.
And I like how she would just bring her kid over and just have him sit on the sofa playing his game.
Yeah, multiple homicides and like a litany of felonies a mile long is occurring, and this kid's just on his Switch, just playing whatever it is, Minecraft or Zelda. Yeah,
and she's more worried about the grass stains on his pants.
And you're watching, like, is he going to get grass stains sitting on the couch? Like, what would you... Now, is this a movie you wrote?
No, so a friend of mine, April, she wrote it, that I met, and it was so like I like containing, like, I like minimal cast, like minimal locations. I like when you can like put someone in a box and try to get out of it. And I read the script, I loved it, and I was working a lot with this company, Yale, that I was producing film for, and I knew they were looking for something like this. So I just kind of told them, like, hey, I'm looking to direct this movie. This might be something you guys like. And then like it took them a few months, but then like a few months later, like, hey, like this. Yeah, we might be able to make this work. Let's talk some more. And then they started talking to agents and got some cast lined up. And then, the whole thing kind of snowballed and just made it happen then.
And in a tight 2-week schedule, which is really impressive. Has it made it to like the festivals or anything yet?
Yeah, so it premiered at the Newport Film Festival in 2023 in October of last year. And then it officially got released like on Apple and VOD and stuff like on the 19th of July. So now it's officially out for everyone to see. Then at some point it'll make its way to like a Hulu or Netflix or something.
Okay.
Nice. Is there going to be a sequel?
We kind of joke about that a lot, and because everyone loves these characters, even the guys that finance it. They're like, what else do we do with these two? Like Janet and Tasha, like we like these two together, and so we've kicked around a few ideas of like what would happen next. Like now, like them, like maybe on the run, like Thelma and Louise style or something. It's just, I don't know. We like these two characters a lot, so we definitely like are open to discussing it. I'd say so. We'll see what the guys say.
Because I was waiting for like the end of the movie to be like, the police helicopter news footage. And it's like, we're on scene at a heinous crime scene here in North Hollywood Hills. And it's like the delivery guy, like he was just still standing there watching him run over the guy. And he's just like, oh my God, and called the cops.
Yeah. Which is funny. We actually did shoot a scene, like post everything where like like lawyers without like post confident like lawyers and like the news are there trying to get the story and everything. But then it just didn't feel right for the ending. So we obviously ended it that same day. But we definitely kicked around some ideas of like with the delivery driver, even him being killed, and different things. But yeah.
Or like the kids walking around on Nintendo or something. He's like live streaming or something, and everybody's just like, "What the hell?"
Eating his chicken nuggets.
Eating dino nuggies. Just like, wow, that's a lot of blood, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
How'd you get into the directing game?
Yeah, so that kind of like happened. Like I always wanted to produce, and that was my thing. And so I was looking to do some shorts to produce and stuff, and I was just trying to team up with some people. And it just always felt really hard to kind of sync up with like to find the right director and like the schedule and everything. So I'm pretty busy in the feature world doing what I do. And so I just wanted to kind of get more producing and directing, or not directing, but producing at the time. And I just kind of had trouble finding like things to sync up with people. And then my one buddy's like, why don't you just direct it? That way we just get one in the can, see how it goes, and we'll move on to the next one. And we'll find a director for the next one. I was like, all right, yeah, let's do that. Since I wrote it too, the short at the time. So I was like, yeah, I know it so well. Like, I'll do that. And then I just got directed. I was like, oh, actually, I really like sitting in this chair. Like, this is kind of fun, like now bringing this to life. And so then I was like, all right, let's do another one. And then I did a handful of music videos, a handful of shorts. I did like over like 40 episodes of like a web series with the Groundlings. So yeah, then I just couldn't stop directing. And then I just kept, I was like, okay, well, I want to get to a feature one day. So I just kind of just kept doing the groundwork of just get my hands as dirty as I can and just directing as many little things as possible just to try to prove I could do a feature one day. And then that's when that's what really helped with having those shorts and stuff. And like, if you look at my first one versus my last one, like, you know, they're worlds apart. Like I definitely grew a lot as director, and I'm glad I did so many shorts because like those first few were so bad. But, so yeah, then like, it was like the later ones that, you know, when we're talking to the cast, like it wasn't so much about getting them to sign on to the project, it's about getting them to sign on to a project I'm directing, because I'm a first time director. And so they were more interviewing me if like they would be comfortable to sign on knowing that this is my first time. And so like having those shorts and talking about all stuff, like they saw the shorts, like, oh yeah, we trust the vision now. Like, and so that really helped. And yeah, that's kind of how I got into it then.
So basically it was just like, I want to be a producer. And then he sat in the director's chair and went, you know, I could do this. I like this. This is a nice chair. I want to be the director guy.
Yeah.
I mean, are you like the director who's like, you know, like the boisterous guy, like, all right, quiet on set and then action? Or are you like the Clint Eastwood just going, all right, go ahead?
Yeah, I'm more like Clint Eastwood, or like just like more quiet and like also just having more fun. Like, yeah, like sometimes I lose track that we're working and I'm like, oh shit, we got to get back to work here, guys. Like I have too much fun in the chair.
I mean, how can you not have fun being in the chair? It's just like you're right. You're the puppeteer. It's like the Godfather thing with the, you know, the strings, and you're the hand holding it.
Just like, yeah.
Now, is this something you went to school for?
Yeah. So originally, I went to film school, and I was like a double major so I majored in entertainment business, which kind of understood like contracts and producing stuff. And then I was also in filmmaking side of it as well, which is like all hands on. And in that side, you can focus on either like directing, producing, editing, writing. And so I did a double focus on that, on writing and editing. And so, editing and producing. And because I always wanted to produce or edit at the time. I wasn't sure I liked both. So I just kind of did both focuses. And then, so I really did enjoy the editing. But then when I was all said and done, I was like, yeah, like I don't want to be in a dark room for like days on end and not see anybody. Like I'm more of a people person. So I like to kind of be out in the front of it all. So that's when I kind of then shifted focus from editing to just straight on producing. So like right out of college, you know, we was in Pittsburgh, PA, so there's a lot of filming there. From like The Dark Knight Rises, to Unstoppable, Perfect Wallflower. So like I got a job like within like 2 or 3 months of graduating college, and I was just like, you know, started out as, you know, office PA, set PA, and then started working my way up to the features. And then, you know, one of my bosses, she's like, hey, I'm going to studio in California. She's like, you should move out to California and I'll hire you out there. And that was for Django Unchained. I was like, all right. So I just packed up my car, moved out to LA, and then like, all right, well, I'll come back once I'm done with this movie. But then I never went back, and I've been working nonstop since.
So where'd you come from before you went to LA?
I was out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Ah, a northern guy. I'm a New York guy. Mitch, he's still from Georgia.
I lived in Georgia my entire life. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and moved up to LA about 14 years ago now.
Was it a little wild going from Pittsburgh to Los Angeles?
Yeah, I mean, it was just complete like culture shock. It's like, I mean, I've never. That's just you're going from just like the Rust Belt, like small town, like
Blue
city,
collar kind of thing, shot in a beer
yeah,
people.
yeah, where it's just like, and then going out to LA where it's just complete opposite, and just every walk of life is there. And but also like, I mean, I don't know, I gravitate towards that. And I love that. It was refreshing to kind of see a whole new side of the world that like I wasn't like exposed to as a child. So I really clung to it. Like and just like doing, I love the summers. You know, it's always nice out, it's always sunny, always by the beach, and I don't miss the winters. So.
It sounds like you had a really good transition from going to college, doing a double major, and then within less than 5 months, you're on a movie.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I was very fortunate. Yeah, I met the right people at the right time, and like I did some free like grunt work for some people, and they're like, yeah, hey, we'll get you on a movie, I promise. And well, I mean, they did. That's like all. I trace everything back to like this one guy from school I knew who like asked me to do some free PA like work for free on a few days for a movie because they need extra hands. He's like, I promise I'll get you a paying gig one day. And so I did a couple free days, and he got me a paying gig, and then everything literally snowballed from there.
Well, that's just looking off over your IMDb stuff. You've worked on a lot of big films as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I saw like The Dark Knight Rises, Top Gun. You just worked on different films in different manners and stuff. But I mean, that's a lot of big stuff. So
those are big time films.
Yeah, no, I was very fortunate, and I got in good with like Paramount, and they just kept hiring me on big films, and it's so great seeing like, and like that's why I learned a lot too. Just like, I mean, especially I was looking at the budgets a lot and like seeing how the money got spent. So now like it's like indie space, like I know where money should go and where it shouldn't go and where the excess is and like how to do things a little cheaper. Like I just I got like a blueprint or like see behind the curtain with all those budgets and how they spent the money. And it's like, yeah, well, if I'm going to do an indie, I know how to do it a little different. And so that's been very helpful. Like we're like Clawfoot, like you're saying, like the DP and everything looked great. Like so we did that like with like very little money, one camera. We only had one lens, but we just knew how to make it. Like, we knew the tricks on how to make it look bigger than it is. So. But yeah, so I learned a lot from those guys, and it's funny too. Like on those big films, like you deal with the same problems you do on a small film. It's like your schedule or conflict with cast or something, and you just got to figure out handle it the right way. And like so I learned this diplomatic way, like how the big people do it, like studios, and so that was very helpful now just to kind of bring that that level of class down. Like on indie, sometimes on indies they all very running gun, a little unorganized. So a lot of people I work with on my films, we came from the studio world, so we bring that organization with us, and it makes it really easy and synchronized with everybody.
So you kind of got the reverse where you started out on the huge scale of like, macro productions, lots of moving parts, big budgets, lots of big things happening. And then when you go to do your own projects, like, how to minimize it into, okay, I only need X, Y, and Z to make this work versus I guess someone who's just starting out and like, stumbling their way, learning how to walk. And this way, you make it happen a lot seamlessly or much more seamlessly than anybody else probably would have coming from a different background.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, sometimes these people like, when I produce some of these features or I did like a pilot, sometimes like, these are first time directors also sometimes, but like, and like our DPs are just first time, especially on these indies, you get, a camera operator that's trying to bump up to a DP. And so either, they come on board and like, they just want all these bells and whistles and then like you spend all this money and you fill a truck with all this gear and you never touch it. And like, I just see that all the time. And so it's like, I'm very like, okay, so when you ask for these, like when you want all this gear, why do you want it and where is it going to? Like, don't just ask for it because you saw it on the gear list on the last movie. Like have a reason and be, be a little more smart about that. And like, I saw, a G&E truck for a little pilot we did with friends with this like, and we just did this for fun, basically. But they, like they needed this huge, like 10-ton truck, and it was the same size truck we had on a $10 million movie that I did like a year later. And it's like that's just the irony. It's like, yeah, they just didn't know that they didn't need all that stuff. But it's a learning curve. But like, so I've been very fortunate where like I got to see a lot of that firsthand and just kind of see what they use, what they don't use, and just I'm always trying to find ways to save money and put more money on camera, when not just have it sit on a truck somewhere.
What would you say was probably the biggest eye-opening thing going from, college, classes, and then all of a sudden you're just a couple months later, you are in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, everyone always says like it's nonstop and like, it's just crazy hours
Mm-hmm.
and like, oh, yeah, I can handle that, like it's fine. But then like, you don't realize like you're the shortest day you ever do is like 13 hours. Like from, by the time you clock in, by the time you clock out, the minimum you'll ever do is 13 hours a day. And then like those days just shift throughout the week. So by the end of the week, you're like doing nights or something, filming overnight. And I think that was just the biggest eye opener. It's like, oh, like when you're on a shoot, like that's your whole life. You don't have a personal life. Like you don't have time to go to the doctor. You don't have time to like go to a baseball game. Like
Mm-hmm.
you live and breathe movies. And so like either you love it or you hate it. And I love it, so it works out for me.
What would you say was probably the wildest like production you were on? That was just really fun, or like a lot of crazy stuff was happening, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like those Transformers movies, those were just insane. Like I didn't like it was just complete chaos. Like I mean, like in a weird way, like Michael Bay, he has this,
Mm-hmm.
he has like that reputation, and it's true. But he's not even he has a great vision, and he knows what he wants, and like he doesn't stick to his schedule sometimes. He's just like, oh, let's shoot this instead. So like it's everyone's just trying to keep up with him,
Mm-hmm.
and like things change all the time. And like there's some days where like they're flying in 10 guys from LA to Detroit. They have a whole plane of like 10 guys, and by the time they land, they're like, oh, actually, you can fly back home. We don't need you now. Like that's how quick the schedule would change. Like they're coordinating all these things, but like it just all of a sudden, well, this doesn't work now. Let's do this instead. And like it was just like every day we were just trying to keep up with like I don't even know what we're gonna do today, but we'll figure it out as we go. And yeah, so that was just like a wild. And like then, but the crew was great. Everyone got along great. Michael Bay was awesome. Like he had like parties for the crew like all the time in every city. He would come and just everyone would just blow off some steam. The production would pay for everything. Everyone have a good time, and then just go back to work on Monday. And it was just a lot of fun and crazy. But yeah,
I was going to say, he's like, a director's director where he throws like there's an appreciation for everybody behind the scenes, where he's like throwing some parties, giving them some appreciation versus just like, do what I say now, and then the movie's done. He's like, all right, cool, get out of here. I'm gonna go get my Oscar.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's definitely he's like now. Then all right, let's have some fun, guys. So.
Well, kind of bringing stuff back to your movie Clawfoot. I was kind of wondering, like, when you direct, did you go scene by scene, like from beginning to end of the movie, or did you more kind of break it up into what you needed first, what you needed second, as far as like filming wise?
We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favorite podcast app now.
Yeah, so it kind of we went through. We definitely we didn't shoot in order. We just kind of shot. We also didn't shoot out like each location. Like we didn't shoot out all the bedroom stuff at once or all the bathroom stuff at once. We kind of just we had to work around some of the cast schedules and timing a little bit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean like definitely like I mean like the first scene we shot ever would be the scene when they're like gearing up to go deal with the bodies, when they're like putting on all like taping their gloves and everything on. That was like the first thing we shot. So yeah, because we had to like fit around Nestor's schedule specifically because he was on the morning show at that time, and so we had him for 2 days, and he's like the one that plays the husband. So like we had him for 2 days, we kind of just had to fit everything around that schedule. So that's how we kind of backed into it, and so just kind of had to shoot in a way that made sense to accommodate his schedule.
Okay.
Is the guy who played the husband, is he the same guy who played like the mayor in the third Batman movie?
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew I recognized him. I was like, that guy looks so familiar.
Yeah, he's also in he's the guy in Lost too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people who never watched Lost.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
I just remember being in school and everybody's just going on and on every like week. The new episode would come when there was a season happening, and everybody like lose their minds. And the ending of the show happened, and like for 2 weeks, that's all anybody could talk about. And I'm like, I was watching like there's a hockey game on. We could watch that. Talk about something completely different.
Yeah.
Now, are you the kind of person who, like, if you had the choice, would you rather shoot your movies for like in order, or do you prefer being able to break it up depending on what you need?
Yeah, I mean, going in order, would always it's always like even like if you're not shooting the whole movie in order, if you can shoot like that day in some type of sequence order, it's just always kind of helpful just for the character or like the cast is to kind of understand the trajectory of like their emotions for that day or like where the character is mentally. So there's something set to be just shooting in order. Just like then you're literally on a linear path with this character, which makes it nice, but it just makes it impossible. Like it would be easier if you're in a one location like this was. So like we did do some days were in some type of sequential order, but it's just so hard when you're like, hey, we're shooting like one house and another house and just having it like bounce back and forth to wherever each scene order would be impossible or like just cost too much money, take too much time.
And then another one I was going to kind of ask without spoiling too much of it, in the foot chase kind of towards towards the end of the movie, did y'all film that in order as far as as they were running through the house, or is that something that you had to break up because they start downstairs and they make their way upstairs and?
Yeah, actually, that I would say that one we did do in order because that was especially like the night stuff. Yeah, it is the night stuff shoots are always harder, and especially that too is also like he got the blood on him and stuff, so we also just kind of had to keep continuity. And so yeah, on that whole night sequence, that foot chase through the house, like that was all in sequential order.
Because there's a lot of different scenes there, so I wasn't sure how that would go.
Yeah, if it was me, it would have been like we would have filmed the upstairs part first, and then got to the kitchen where he gets stabbed, and then I would have been sitting there going, he didn't have any blood on his shirt when he was upstairs, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we got to reshoot it.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah. Now, but, that day we ran out of time because we took a little long for the fight piece of it all. Because originally we were going to have her trying to lug the body throughout the whole house, like from the bedroom downstairs to the kitchen. That was originally the plan. And then we just ran out of time. And so I was like, let's just do something really funny. Let's just like walk off the camera and just have her just go across in the most awkward, slowest way possible, showing the struggle. And so we did it in one shot, and we just we had like 3 hours worth of stuff, the actual shoot, and then we did that in 5 minutes instead because we ran out of time.
I mean, it worked out pretty good because it just cuts and she's just dragging him through the kitchen, and then she's like comes around and like just shoves him into the garage, and I was like, and he's just watching his hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like a solidly sized guy. I mean, I probably would have a hard time dragging him around.
Yeah, he's a big guy, like solid. So yeah, and she's so tiny. But like to me, like that was so much funnier too. I'm glad we did it that way. Like that's so much funnier than showing her going out throughout the whole house. I think just that one frame just does it all.
That when the lawyer's beating Sammy to death with a croquet ball. And you just hear it like his like cries, and then he's just like, "I love you, Miss Mother." And I was like, "This guy."
Yeah. I like how Sammy just gets infatuated with her from the beginning, knowing what what Milo's kind of planning on doing, anyways.
I mean, was he in on Leo's plan?
I don't know if he was or not.
No,
at least not originally.
Right, yeah. He was just there, like, this thing, like, he was just there for make a few extra bucks. The thing, like, Leo probably really was doing some construction. He was also just looking for the money. And, like, Sammy was just going to be his, like, distraction. Like, oh, yeah, keep the tools working, while I kind of, like, do my thing.
I'm going to look for money. You actually renovate the bathroom.
I like the little scene where Sammy's, like, in there spraying the
perfume all over himself.
Yeah. I remember because, like, I had an idea like last minute. I wanted to start doing like a montage thing. The editor was on set with us, so he was editing as we're going. So I was like looking at stuff, and I was like, I think we need more of this montage when they're like going through the house when they're separated. When Janet and Trevor talking, we're like, we need a little more stuff. And so like with Sammy's improv, like Sammy talking at the tree, like professing his love to Janet, that was all improv. I grabbed. I was like, hey, just go stand by a tree and just start, like, just rambling off what you would say to someone that, when you want to ask out or you're in love with. I was like, just act like, you're rehearsing what you're going to say to her later. He's like, what am I doing? I was like, trust me, it's going to be really funny. Like, it's going to be really weird.
Go upstairs and be weird. Okay.
Yeah. And then same when we did, like, the spritzing with him, he's like, wait, why am I doing this? I was like, because we shot her doing it earlier. It's going to be really funny to have you doing it.
And like putting like the makeup on, like putting the little dots like on his under his eyes, and he's just like giving the little rubs.
Yeah, but that's one thing. Like the cast, like I would just throw weird stuff out like that to them, and they're like, "Wait," they'd like, say, "What do you do? Whatever you do," and then they'd be like, "All right, well, I trust you," and like they never said no. Like they went along with everything every time, and I'm so glad they did. We had so much fun making this weird little comedy.
Well, I have to say, like, Milo did a really good job with his portrayal of Leo, because you could, like, at the very beginning, you could tell something was off with this guy when he was like insistent on coming in, and then then you get the extremely creepy vibe when he's like talking about the pasta and all that stuff.
Yeah, the bolognese. It's like, you don't need water. And in my head, I'm like, well, how are you boiling the pasta?
Yeah.
But he got uncomfortably close to her to begin with.
Like their whole exchange at the front door, like I was getting uncomfortable because I was like, no. And I was like, knowing what I know, being, in my actual job, I'm like, there ain't no way in hell that door is going to get opened. I was like, if anything, I'm going to look through the people, see who it is, and go, I didn't call for anything. And I'm just going to slightly tiptoe back and pretend no one's home.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely do a sequel.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. No, we definitely have to say some ideas cooking. Like, we could be something fun because Jan and Tasha together, yeah, it'd be cool. And we even said, like, what if Milo had, like, a twin brother or something, like, and brought him back? I don't know.
Well, when you mentioned like the Thelma and Louise, it would be funny to see them kind of on the run with Natasha giving the advice on how they should get away and all that stuff.
Well, she's like in the car and like the news cam, the police helicopter is following them.
But they have to like stop at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Drive on a high speed chase, drinking wine out of like solo cups with giant crazy straws. Like, this is wild.
Yeah. Darren's in the backseat playing video games.
Yeah.
Just like sliding around the back seat as they're taking tight turns or getting pitted by highway patrol.
Yeah.
That's a movie right there. I mean, there you go. They just wrote it. Took 5 minutes. You don't even have to give us a writing credit. We don't need it. Or them doing like this stuff in prison. Like, it's like Orange is the New Black on steroids.
Yeah. Them just all taking over the prison. That's a good idea, actually.
And then Natasha's basically just becomes like the jailhouse lawyer, like going through people's cases and like extorting all of them for like all their commissary and like all their stuff. It's just like, yeah, your case, it's going to cost me probably every honey bun you're ever going to have in your life. People just bringing like bed sheets full of food.
Honey buns for life.
Pretty much. Or ramen noodle soup packages.
Yeah. And she's in there making toilet wine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, toilet wine. That's it. And then she's like at her visit, and Darren's just sitting there, on his Switch with the headphones on. Just in the back, and then we finally get to see her husband.
Yeah.
Because we never see that guy. But I want him to be played by like someone you just don't expect. Like, I want it to just be Jason Statham, just walk in.
Well, that would make sense on why she's so good with the knives as well.
Yeah. But it turns out it's an Expendables crossover. And then all of a sudden, Sylvester Stallone is like a prison guard, and they're going to do a breakout, and that's the end of the movie.
Now, before Clawfoot, you also worked on the movie Kill Room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was Bruce on that.
Well, how was that?
Yeah, that was great. We shot that one right there in Jersey, like Hoboken and Jersey City, right across from New York. And then we did a few days in New York. That was, that was like one of the biggest movies I produced at that point. And that was just like a lot of moving parts, like the cast coming and going. But yeah, like Joe Manganiello, Uma Thurman, Samuel Jackson, like they're all great. And just, I don't know. It was just so fun seeing Sam and Uma together because they have such good chemistry and just such a fun, like dark little comedy about the art world. And like once we dug into it, it's like, this is some real stuff that like, there is money laundering going on in the art world. And it's like, it's a whole other thing that I had no idea was going on. But once you start doing your research, you're like, oh yeah, there's definitely some racketeering, like rackets going on here. It's crazy.
Well, that's what,
that was like,
yeah, even in real life, there's people that's like, why'd you spend that much money on a painting?
I just hope like those like shady characters or swarthy people are just watching the movie and they're going, who told them? And they're like asking, like, who squealed?
Yeah.
That'd be funny to see like a bunch of like actual criminals watching a movie and then like looking at it and going like, well, how the hell do they know every damn detail? Like somebody just unwittingly makes a movie that's like perfectly like aligned to what they did.
Yeah.
And it's like they had to have an inside scoop. There's no way.
Well, eventually, I was talking with the writer about it, and he's like, oh, because the writer that wrote it, his wife is like an art dealer actually, and he was like, they're at Art Basel in Miami, and a few years ago, and someone got stabbed, and like there was an altercation, and they got stabbed, and that person's just like kind of running through the art gallery, like asking for help, and everyone just stood around and like, oh my god, this art is beautiful. And they thought it was like, like an art exhibit of someone running around with a knife sticking out of them, and like not knowing that someone actually got stabbed. And so he's like, that's crazy. Like everyone thought that was art and not someone actually being stabbed. And so that's what kind of made us start digging into the art world more. And then just kind of he wrote the kill reel.
This is like why the zombie apocalypse would happen, because it's stuff like that, or like the dude high on bath salts buck naked eating someone's face in a driveway in Florida, and people are just walking by filming it, going, "Holy crap, world star!" And they just keep going. It's like, and the plague just spreads.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, with all the big sets and stuff that you've been on, is there any one particular actor or actress that kind of left you, kind of starstruck as far as like meeting them or talking with them or working with them?
I like one of the first earlier movies I did was Unstoppable, and like meeting Denzel Washington, like there's just something about him, like he just like got that charm and like just that air to him that like you just know he's a big star, like, and he's just so talented and like. Yeah, I don't know. That one really, I think, stuck with me. It's like just meeting him, I was like, oh man, like this is like a legend. And like, just because I grew up on all his movies too, and like all the other Tony Scott movies he did, that was just really, I don't know. I was really excited to meet him. And then also like the other one would say like Christian Bale on Dark Knight Rises. That was just, I mean, Batman's always been like a childhood like favorite of mine, and getting to work on that, and then meet Christian Bale and like. I got to sit in a Batmobile and got to like hold the cow and everything. It's like I don't know. That was such a crazy. That was so fun to work on that and meet those people.
Now I'm jealous. I want to sit in the Batmobile.
I love like a lot of people we talk to like acted, like produced or directed. Like everybody has like that one fanboy moment where they just suddenly turn back into little kids. And like one dude we talked to, he was like, what was like your biggest starstruck moment? And he saw John Malkovich.
Yeah,
like he's just in New York City and he's like in a shop or something, and Malkovich is just looking through the window to see like what they had, and he's like, "It's John Malkovich," and he's like, "I followed him for like 8 blocks." The guy we talked to,
our previous guest
last time, he got his butt kicked by Chuck Norris for an episode of like Walker Texas Ranger.
Well, no, he let's see, he got beat up by the guy that plays Johnny in Cobra Kai, but then he got to work with Chuck Norris and Flash Gordon while they fought, and he was like a student.
Best day ever, probably.
And I'm like, I'd be like, go get him, Chuck, hit him. And because I think I asked him, I was like, with the guy who played Flash Gordon, I'm like, when he walked out and you first saw him, like, did you actually hear it, like Flash?
Yeah, you hear the music.
Like when they shows David Bowie in Zoolander, and he's like, and like it cuts to him, and he gets like his own title card pop up, and just Let's Dance starts playing.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine it would have been meeting David Bowie in real life.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
Like it's just, and like no one can explain it; just happens.
Fireworks go off in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Mitch.
So, like you just finished. Well, I say you just finished. Clawfoot's finally come out. You said on July 19th. Is there anything else that you're working on right now that you could tell us about?
Yeah, so I shot another movie. We just picture locked out not too long ago, and that one actually going to come out in November of this year. And so that one is called Fog of War, and so it's a World War II espionage thriller. So it's another like kind of game, a little bigger, but definitely completely different tone. Like this is like a straight up like drama thriller set in World War II time. We've got John Malkovich in it, Mira Sorvino, Jake Abel, and Brianna Hildebrand. And so like it was like a lot of fun. Like that was. Yeah, meeting John, like, and working with John Cusack, that was crazy. Like, that was another moment of being starstruck, but, like, had to quickly get into work mode with him. And, I mean, that guy is such a pro, and, like, he just cares so much about every aspect of filmmaking. And, like, we'd have he'd call me late at night and talk about the scene and the characters. And then he'd even, like, have comments about scenes that he wasn't even in. Like, he cared that much about the whole process and just the script and the project. And just kind of seeing how he tackled the character, like that was, I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot from that. Like I'm excited to do my next project to see like, because I'm going to take that knowledge of what I got from him and apply that to the next one with working with actors. Because it's just so impressive how he handles each scene and how he like, takes it on. So it was eye-opening for me, and it was very educational. So I learned a lot.
I mean, World War II espionage thriller, John Malkovich, he's got to be playing a German.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it was John Cusack. That was John Cusack.
Oh, John Cusack. I thought it was John Malkovich for a second. And I was like, he's got to be like a bad guy. Like, there's no other way. It's like,
No, for sure. Wasn't that when he played like a Russian bad guy? Was that Rounders?
Yeah.
He played that.
with like the most over the top Russian accent.
Yeah.
It's like the old like Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers, where it's like even his French accent is outrageous compared to everyone else's. Like even they're questioning what he says. It's like, you are breaking de le, and they're like de le.
Yeah.
What other projects you got going on that you want to pitch?
I got this one that I'm dying to make where like I'm a huge fan of the movie Misery. The Stephen King novel, the one with Kathy Bates, or like that's an alternative movie with Kathy Bates, or everything.
The
I always wanted to spoof it in a way where it's not like a scary movie spoof, but like spoof it in a way where you're just now like just making it crazy. Like, so my idea of this one, if I'm pitching it, is it's like a Harry Potter fan that kidnaps this person that she thinks is Harry Potter and just wants to help get the magic back. And so this whole movie happens in like this cabin in the woods where this guy is like a prisoner, but has to play along because this lady's so crazy.
It's Elijah Wood, isn't it? They kidnap Elijah Wood, thinking he's Harry Potter.
I'm not even joking. I wrote it with him in mind. I wrote it as Elijah Wood, getting mistaken. Yeah, like
he has to do it. There's no one else who could do it. Like that's the only way. It's like absolutely hilarious the entire time. It's actually just Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Well, I had the script done, and I gotta get it to his people. Hopefully, he goes for it.
And then like Daniel Radcliffe shows up at the end because he's doing like a police ride along for a movie he's researching that he wants to do.
That's actually brilliant. That's actually, I'm gonna do a little rewrite on the ending. Actually, that's great.
I'm the idea man of this show.
Yeah.
Give me a scenario, I'll figure out a way to make it even more stupid.
Yeah, it's supposed to be some crazy, weird, stupid thing, kind of like Clawfoot is, like just some weird, quirky thing.
Yeah,
so I like those quirky offbeat things.
Tom pitches all these ideas, and then he expects me to be able to just make them happen.
Mm-hmm. Or like whoever like the prisoner or like the person is who takes Elijah Wood, who thinks is Harry Potter captive. Like they bring him to court, but they are just shooting a courtroom drama right before he goes in, and Emma Watson's playing like a district attorney.
Right. Yeah.
And he's just like, and it's like, and cut. And he's like, what? It's like, it's a movie.
What? Yeah.
But then, like, when they throw him in jail, Rupert Grint's actually just there drunk, laying on a bench.
I can totally see that. Yeah. Drunk and disorderly. I
mean, I have no clue if, the three of them would ever agree to it, but I feel like if it's written like that, where it's like Daniel Radcliffe actually shows up on a movie where someone who thought someone else was Harry Potter is actually kidnapped. Like that's the two of them doing that at the exact same time would just be absolutely hysterical, especially Elijah Wood's face when he's being rescued and like walked away. He's got the big fireman's jacket over him, like it's gonna be okay. And he just sees Daniel Radcliffe dressed up as a cop standing there. He's like, wait, what the? And they put him in the ambulance and close the door and take off.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Thank God this is recorded. Like, this is a great idea. If you make this, please let us know because I need to watch it happen.
I'll 100% let you know. Yeah. I'm going to rewrite that and then I got to get that to Dan or to Elijah's people and see if we'll go for it. He does weird offbeat stuff. I feel like he'd go for it.
It's like you're like explaining it to Elijah Wood. It's like, I was doing this podcast with these guys, and when I told them about this movie, and then the one guy just suggested this, and I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah. It's like, here they are. I'm bringing you guys out. Here they are.
Oh, if we can get to talk to Elijah Wood, I mean, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I got Lord of the Rings like tattoo. I've read the book. I got like how many copies of the books do I own? Like,
more than you need.
More than one person really actually needs.
Yeah.
So that means meeting Elijah Wood would just be wild.
Yeah. Yeah, they're such great movies. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely timeless classics. But as we start to wrap up here, is there any other projects or business ventures that you got going on that you want to plug before we start wrapping it up?
I mean, I'm just I'm going to start working on get this Misery one going and just got the Fog of War coming out. Other than that, just kind of taking the downtime a little bit, enjoying it.
Well, all our listeners, make sure you check out the movie Clawfoot. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny. I enjoyed the kind of off the wall, like out of nowhere daydream sequences a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was definitely a worthwhile watch, and it's very, very well done. I can't stress it enough. A lot of the stuff that gets put out for I don't want to say like an indie or a short film that's done quickly. its production value is very well done. The acting is well done. The pacing is very good. Everything about it is, 10 out of 10. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem, Mike. Especially if you get to meet, Elijah Wood and that thing plans through. I'll pitch whatever you want.
I love that.
Well, I think that's it for this episode of Entertain This.
Well, we've been here with Michael Day. If you say, make sure you check out any of his other projects coming in the future. Check out the movie Clawfoot. I'm Mitch.
I'm Tom.
And we'll catch you next time.